On a warm afternoon, a boy of 16 lies in the grass, staring up at the vast sky. Questions swirl in his mind. What if he could ride on a beam of light? What if he could move as fast as light itself? This strange and beautiful thought captures him, igniting a spark that will one day change the world's understanding of time, space, and the universe. This is the story of Albert Einstein, a boy once thought slow, destined to prove everything. In 1879, in the small German city of Ulm, a baby boy named Albert Einstein is born. His father, Hermann, juggles a modest business in electrical machines. His mother, Pauline, fills their home with music and the melodies of the piano. From the beginning, little Albert is different. Words come slowly to him. He speaks little until he is 3 or 4. Concern grows among his parents, who wonder if something is amiss. Even the family servant nicknames him, but within that quiet boy, a powerful mind is already at work. At 5, illness confines him to bed. To lift his spirits, his father gives him a small gift, a compass. Albert is mesmerized. The needle points north, unwavering, no matter how he turns the compass. Something invisible tugs at it, captivating him. In that moment, he feels a deep secret of the universe is waiting to be uncovered. That tiny compass ignites a lifelong passion to understand the music. Also becomes a lifelong love for Albert. His mother teaches him the violin. Initially indifferent, he gradually falls in love with the sound. Whenever he faces a tough problem, he picks up his violin. The music calms his busy mind and helps him think clearly. Yet school proves challenging. Not due to a lack of intelligence, he excels in mathematics, but because of the rigid teaching methods. Memorization and obedience are the rules, leaving no room for curiosity. His teachers grow frustrated with him. He asks too many questions, dreams during lessons, and one even tells him he will never succeed. Imagine hearing that as a child. Imagine being told by a grown adult that you will never achieve anything significant. Yet, Albert remains firm in his beliefs, convinced As a teenager, the failure of his father's business forces the family to relocate to Italy, leaving Albert behind to finish school alone. Loneliness settles in, and unhappiness follows. In a bold move, he decides to leave school behind. He packs his belongings and crosses mountains to reunite with his family in Italy. There, a sense of freedom washes over him. He reads voraciously, explores the beautiful countryside, and continues to ponder the mysteries of light and space. Soon, it is time for university. Albert dreams of studying at a well-known school in Zurich, Switzerland. To gain entry, he must pass a rigorous entrance exam, but here's the twist: he fails. Despite his brilliance in mathematics and physics, he struggles in other subjects, sealing his rejection. Yet, Albert refuses to surrender. He dedicates another year to studying and retakes the exam, ultimately gaining admission to the university. Physics, the science of energy and matter, captivates him. Albert excels, but remains a challenging student. He skips tedious lessons and engages in debates with professors, trusting his own intuition over their teachings. Upon graduation, this rebellious nature becomes an obstacle. Professors who once taught him hesitate to assist. For 2 long years, Albert searches for work, yearning to become a teacher or scientist, but doors consistently slam shut. Frustration and feelings of failure cloud his ambition. A brilliant young man, bursting with ideas, finds no place in the world. Finally, hope arrives. He secures a position, not in a university, but at a quiet government office in Bern, Switzerland. This patent office job involves reviewing submissions from inventors, assessing the novelty and feasibility of their ideas. Many would view this role as dull, but for Albert, it is ideal. The work is easy for his quick mind, freeing up precious time to think, dream, and explore his... In 1905, at just 26 years old, Albert remains an unknown figure, lacking a laboratory or renowned mentors. Armed with only a pencil and paper, he begins a remarkable journey. In a single year, he produces a series of groundbreaking papers that shake the foundations of science. This year becomes known as his miracle year. Within those 12 months, he offers answers to questions that have baffled the greatest minds for centuries. One of his most astonishing ideas emerges from that childhood wonder about riding a beam of light. He realizes time is not constant for everyone. People think of time as unchanging, yet Albert reveals that it can stretch and slow down based on one's speed. This concept, known as relativity, challenges conventional thought. Imagine flying through space at incredible speeds. Time would pass more. Upon return, you would find yourself younger than them. The faster one moves, the weirder time becomes. Albert also uncovers another groundbreaking truth: energy and matter are interchangeable. Matter is the substance of everything, while energy is the force that drives activity. He encapsulates this profound idea in a simple, elegant equation: E equals mc2. These three letters conceal a vast secret. The energy within every atom is immense. Consider this. A young man sits at a patent office desk, and from there, he reveals a truth hidden in the universe. Initially, the world pays little attention, but gradually, other scientists delve into Albert's work, astonished by his insights. Universities that once rejected him now clamor for his expertise. The young man who struggled to find a job suddenly becomes the center of attention. Yet, the most thrilling moment lies ahead. Albert boldly predicts that gravity can bend light. He claims light from distant stars will curve as it approaches the sun. It sounds outrageous, a theory difficult to test. But there is a solution. During a solar eclipse, when the moon obscures the sun. This rare event requires scientists to travel to distant locations, aiming their cameras precisely at the right moment. It's a daunting task, yet they decide. In 1919, scientists journey across the globe to witness the eclipse. They measure the light of stars near the obscured sun, and what they discover confirms Albert's theory. The starlight bends just as he predicted. News spreads like wildfire, proclaiming Albert Einstein has been vindicated. In an instant, he becomes the most famous scientist. Newspapers display his image on front pages. Crowds gather to listen to him speak, even if they struggle to grasp the complexity of his ideas. He receives the Nobel Prize, the highest accolade in science. With his wild hair and gentle demeanor, he becomes a global icon. Albert embodies the essence of genius, yet he remains humble. He famously states, I am only passionately curious." This was the creed of the most brilliant mind the world had ever known. Yet, around Albert, shadows loomed. In Germany, a sinister force was rising: the Nazis. They harbored a deep-seated hatred, especially towards Jewish individuals. Albert Einstein, a Jewish man, found himself at the center of their wrath. His ideas were attacked, his books burned, and his life threatened. The land of his birth had turned treacherous. In 1933, he made a heart-wrenching decision to leave Germany. He journeyed to the United States, finding solace in a quiet town called Princeton. Here, he could think freely and work peacefully. Though he lost his homeland, he reclaimed his life and freedom. In America, people cherished Albert not solely for his intellect, but for his kind spirit as well. Forgetful of the mundane, his mind was consumed by profound inquiries. He extended kindness to those in need, advocating for fairness and peace. But darkness returned with the onset of the Second World War. Albert and fellow scientists feared that the Nazis were racing to create a weapon of unimaginable destruction, a bomb fueled by the very energy of the atom, an energy Albert had once theorized about. Terrified of the consequences, he penned a letter to the President of the United States, warning of the impending danger. This letter catalyzed efforts that led to the atomic bomb. Though Albert did not construct the bomb, witnessing its devastation filled him with remorse. He came to regard that letter as the greatest mistake of his life, an act that haunted him. In his later years, he dedicated himself to advocating for peace, imploring nations to abandon such weapons forever. Albert Einstein spent his final years in Princeton, continuing his quest for knowledge, asking. Even on his last day, papers and equations surrounded him, a testament to his relentless pursuit of understanding the universe. This was the essence of Albert, an insatiable curiosity that never waned. He took his last breath in 1955 at the age of 76, leaving behind a transformed world that now understood time, space, and light through a new. The quiet boy, once deemed slow, had risen to become history's most celebrated scientist. As this tale of Albert Einstein draws to a close, reflect on its origins. He was a child who spoke late, a student labeled as a failure, a young man unable to pass his first exam. He struggled to find his place in a world that seemed unwelcoming. Does this resonate? Perhaps your journey learning English mirrors his. Maybe you feel sluggish, as though words escape you, or that mistakes overshadow your progress. Perhaps a voice whispers doubts of inadequacy. If so, let Albert Einstein inspire you. He was neither the fastest nor the smoothest learner. His true strength lay in his unwavering curiosity. He once proclaimed, "Imagination is more important than knowledge," and this truth resonates. Perfection is not a prerequisite. You need not be the swiftest learner, you only need to remain curious. Keep asking questions, keep advancing. Right toward the light, one word at a time, one question at a time, just like that quiet boy who gazed at the sky and dared to dream. What question would you pose to Albert Einstein if given the chance? Share your thoughts below. The tales waiting to unfold are countless, and I will be here when you return. Until then,